Guru Nanak, an embodiment of oneness, is an inspiration for universal fellowship, benevolence, and peace. Born in 1469 in Rai Pohedi Talwandi in West Punjab, which is now known as Nankana Sahib, Guru Nanak, the 16th century spiritual preceptor, presented the truth of unity in diversity, recognizing that the entire creation is one composite phenomenon.
Gura ik deh bujhai sabna jiyan ka ik data so main visr na jai.
The impact of his mission to unite one and all was such that in the subcontinent, he is fondly addressed as Nanak Shah Fakir, Hindu ka Guru, Musalman ka Peer, a Guru for the Hindus and a Peer for the Muslims. During his time, the social and political climate of the Indus region was turbulent. Society was riven by the hierarchical caste system, religious divisions, and foreign invasions. Oppression by authoritarian leaders and dogmatic clergy created a divide among fellow beings. Witnessing the turmoil, Guru Nanak, a universal mentor, awakened the mind from the slumber of ignorance with logical explanations and solutions for the underlying dilemmas of human life. He fearlessly rose to give a call of oneness, to unite people, rekindle their spirits, uplift their morale, and ignite their critical thinking, to embrace each other in order to create harmony wholeheartedly.
सदा तौहीद की पंजाब से हिंद को एक मर्द कामिल ने जगाया ख्वाब से.
Guru Nanak's wisdom proclaims that the life force is omnipresent. It has many forms, yet it has none. From this vantage point, he suggests that the creator and creation are composite. The nexus of the invisible energy that brings infinite things into being is one. The capability of these infinite beings to interact with each other reveals the interdependence and unity of existence, which Guru Nanak says is the all-pervading consciousness. He says the substratum of diversity is a singular substance akin to the waves in the ocean. They appear separate, but both are a manifestation of water. He explained that the notion of duality in creation causes disunion, which leads to negative manifestations such as lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. He challenged dogmatism and encouraged analytical reasoning to see beyond the fallacy of boundaries to create harmony at the individual, social, and environmental levels. Guru Nanak expounded on the need for mutual respect and universal love to nurture the fundamental human attributes of co-equality and interconnectedness. He believed that every element of creation is a unique manifestation. Nobody is superior and nobody is inferior. Perfection or imperfection, high or low, is a mere value judgment based on the biased conditioning and thoughts of the mind. He profoundly states,
Na नानक उत्तम निज ना कोय।
According to Guru Nanak, knowledge only understood and implemented theoretically can lead to ignorance. However, when it is comprehended and practiced pragmatically, it becomes a source of wisdom. Guru Nanak believes that every entity in creation has attributes that represent its purpose for existence. Human beings possess unique abilities such as observation, rationalization, expression, reaction, and communication. Guru Nanak endorses the idea that when humans strive to be constant learners and utilize these attributes, they achieve Anand, the state of highest bliss, an understanding of the oneness of creation.
जब लग दुनिया रही नानक किछ सुनिए किछ कहिए।
Guru Nanak says, humans strive for happiness but often struggle with moments of exhilaration and dejection. He stresses the importance of keeping an open mind with a generous attitude to gain valuable life lessons, to discover the joys of life. Guru Nanak is one of the most travelled spiritual leaders of his time. He traversed vast geographies for over 2 decades and covered regions of Pakistan, India, Tibet, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan, to visit places of religious congregations, to interact and have meaningful dialogues with spiritual scholars and seers. He demonstrated that knowledge has no boundaries. His was an altruistic purpose to experience and create an awareness of the joys of oneness. He concluded that intentions are paramount. Any belief, when practiced with truth and wisdom, its essence will lead to the same ethos of love for oneness. According to the hagiographies, during a dialogue with spiritual scholars, when asked about his mentor, who guides him from ignorance to awareness, Guru Nanak replied that his teacher is wisdom gained through experiential learning, and he is a disciple of conscious introspection. He believed that these practices guide the mind towards transcending from a state of suffering to a state of thriving, to achieve eternal happiness. A revolutionary preceptor, seeker, and philosopher, Guru Nanak voiced his opinions against societal norms that create fear and suppress individuals' ability to think and express themselves, whether they be political, social, or religious norms and ideologies. He opposed oppression based on hierarchy, belief, and gender. Guru Nanak was curious from his early years. He questioned and sought answers about certain dogmatic traditions. As mentioned in the historical texts, his parents arranged for the Yagnopavit, a religious custom prevalent in the hierarchical caste system, according to which only the male child from upper caste families is invested with a sacred thread called Janeyu by a Pandit, a priest. During a conversation with his sister Bebe Nanki, Guru Nanak inquired if she too was wearing the sacred thread. Being told only the male members of the upper caste are entitled to wear the sacred thread prompted Guru Nanak to question the sanctity and purpose of the tradition, which discriminates based on caste and gender. He regarded discrimination as disrespect to the Creator, the one omnipresent, who resides in every aspect of creation. Guru Nanak invoked rationality. He asked the priest to give him such a thread which is eternally sacred, made of compassion instead of cotton, woven with strands of contentment, knotted with modesty, and twisted with the truth.
दया कपा संतोख सूत जत गंडी सतवट एहो जने ऊजी का है ता पांडे खत नाय हो टूटे ना मन लगे नाय हो जले ना जाए तन सो मानस नान का जो गल चले पाए
Guru Nanak elaborated that when traditional biases overlook actions, virtues, and capabilities, it corrupts the socio-cultural equilibrium in society. Guru Nanak denounced religious practices that belittled, disrespected, or denied dignity to fellow humans. The priestly class formulated many rituals relating to matters of purity and untouchability. One such ritual was the observance of Sutak, which means impurity. Women had to abstain from entering the kitchen, visiting places of worship, or attending social functions during their menstrual cycle and postpartum confinement. While this tradition was well intended to help women replenish physical strength, unfortunately, it had taken the form of strict religious adherence.
झूठे झूठा मुख वसै नित नित होए कुआर सुचै नाखिए बहंज पिंडा तोए सूचे से नानका जिन मन वसया सो
Proclaiming that impurity resides in untruthfulness, Guru Nanak said, "To produce life is a biological phenomenon bestowed upon women, without whom the human race will cease to exist." Guru Nanak endorsed that contrary to the gender roles normalized by society, when a male unravels his feminine aspects and a female her masculine aspects, it empowers them to achieve their supreme potential as humans. Guru Nanak says, in accord with the laws of creation, we are a composite of feminine and masculine energies.
आपे पुरख आपे ही नारी आपे पासा आपे सारी.
Guru Nanak's spirit of inclusivity and generosity is a testament to his sublime character. He saw no strangers. It is mentioned in historical texts that at the age of 18 years, Guru Nanak's father, Mehta Kalu, gave him money to start a business. However, Guru Nanak had barely reached the next town. He met a group of hungry ascetics and used the entire sum of money to feed them. For Guru Nanak, compassion and service to others is the most valuable wealth. Guru Nanak's father chided him for wasting money instead of doing a profitable transaction. Guru Nanak calmly responded that he found no more virtuous and profitable transaction than feeding his fellow beings. He demonstrated that when food, the essential source to sustain life, is shared and partaken without discrimination, it evokes feelings of fellowship and oneness. Guru Nanak encouraged the tradition of community kitchen, langar, to promote benevolence for all.
प्राप दूर न होई काट काट सोई तिसकी नार सबाई.
For Guru Nanak, integrity is the pristine form of devotion. As a youth, he held a seat of authority at the state granary, where he witnessed the immoral practices of society. For their selfish interests, the officials misused their power, the rich took advantage of their financial status, and the ones who suffered the consequences were the innocent and weaker sections of society. Guru Nanak warned that unchecked absolute power is corrupting. He reminded that compassion with honesty is the fulcrum for a fair and democratic society, which results in socio-economic equilibrium. Proficient in both his job and his knowledge of spirituality, he was respected as a hard-working, trustworthy, honest, and compassionate officer. A co-worker, threatened by Guru Nanak's popularity, made a false complaint to the authorities, accusing him of squandering state revenue. The governor ordered an audit of accounts and a tally of the stocks of grains. The appointed officers discovered that the accounts were in order and that there was actually a surplus of grains which some citizens, following Guru Nanak's charitable conduct, had donated for distribution to the needy. This illustrates the idea that kindness begets goodness.
नानक आके रे मना सुनिए सिख सही लेखा रब मगेसिया बैठा कड़वई.
Individual power concedes the power of the whole. Guru Nanak modeled that a statehood of oneness without boundaries is vital for a wholesome society. Guru Nanak's work ethic at the Modi Khana, the state granary, endorsed this human right. Guru Nanak upheld the practice of Sehaj, the state of tranquility, which is a combination of mindfulness, equipoise, universal love, and acceptance of nature's laws. Mindfulness involves being aware of emotions, and equipoise is the ability to manage them consciously. He stressed the importance of avoiding extremes, such as by being too timid, one can lose the courage to stand up for injustice, while being too exact can result in losing the goodness to empathize. Therefore, Guru Nanak advocated for the practice of Sehaj, equipoise, for the greater good and perfection. He reinforces the concept that in creation, Nirgun, the invisible attributes, and Sargun, the visible attributes, are connected. This implies that divinity is formless and omnipresent, with the ability to create, exist, and sustain itself.
Avagato nirmayala upje nirguna te sarguna thiya.
Exemplifying the significance of comprehending a scenario through observation, Guru Nanak says such practice enables informed decision making. Else, blindly following protocols or rituals is a futile tradition. According to a narrative mentioned in Janam Sakhis, he visited Haridwar during a religious festival when the town was bustling with pilgrims. At dawn, as the sun rose over the horizon, Guru Nanak observed people standing on the banks of the river Ganga, offering water while facing towards the east. Guru Nanak inquired about the significance of this ritual. A priest replied that water is offered to the sun for the emancipation of the departed ancestors. On hearing this, the free-spirited Guru Nanak turned his back towards the rising sun and offered water towards the west. Witnessing a ritual performed contrary to established practices, the onlookers approached Guru Nanak and corrected that he should change his direction towards the rising sun. To this, Guru Nanak replied that he was offering water to his fields in Punjab, located in the west. The priest smiled and said, "The water can't reach the fields in Punjab." Guru Nanak responded, "If this is impossible, how can the ritualistic offerings reach the ancestors who are no longer in this world?" Guru Nanak brought forward a profound message through a non-confrontational logical explanation that was irrefutable.
Padya bujhe so parvan jis sir darge ka nisan.
Guru Nanak says that true devotion is in the purity of thoughts to accept unison in creation. It is mentioned in the historical texts that Guru Nanak travelled to Orissa to visit the Jagannath temple, an important Hindu pilgrimage site dedicated to Lord Jagannath. According to local belief, Lord Jagannath is the invincible master of the universe. Analogous to the indigenous system of worshipping nature, the wooden idol of Jagannath is ritualistically venerated, termed Arti, which means light that removes darkness in the Sanskrit language. During the Arti ceremony, the deity is honored by waving it with a whisk and a platter adorned with various articles such as incense, lamp, flowers, and jewels. This tradition was primarily intended to respect nature as supreme. However, Guru Nanak composed a hymn in awe, appreciation, and importance of respecting the Creator's creation.
कैसी आरती होए, कैसी आरती होए, अनहत शब्द वजंत पेरी गगन में थाल रव चंद दीपक बन तार कमंडल जनक मोती धूप मलयान लो पवन चवरो करे सगल बन राय फूलंत ज्योति कैसी आरती होए कैसी आरती कैसी आरती कैसी आरती
For Guru Nanak, introspection to understand the significance and depth of traditions and philosophies is more consequential than ritualistic adherence and veneration. He says that since the omnipresent is manifested with every aspect of nature, the greatness of venerating the omnipresence stands in preserving, sustaining, and respecting the entire creation. Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore referred to Guru Nanak's expression of Aarti as the cosmic anthem. Guru Nanak explored various aspects of existence to appreciate the diversity of creation fully. He spent his early years traveling extensively and his later years farming. Hence, he was both a householder and an ascetic. Having experienced both lifestyles, he proclaimed that leading a household life offers as many spiritual opportunities as a monastic life. At Mount Kailash, Guru Nanak met with Siddhs, spiritually attained ascetics. These Siddhs believed that a solitary life of celibacy, begging for alms, and practicing austerities was the only way to achieve pure wisdom and realize divinity. Guru Nanak, an advocate of seeking and imparting wisdom, humbly reminded the ascetics that they had been graced with life by their parents through marriage. Their survival depends on charity given by householders. Above all, they worship deities who lived a family life.
Gurmukha alpata lepa kade na lage sada मुख मुगद आगे जेते नाई दुख लागे पछताई.
Guru Nanak stated that an ascetic can be detached from society yet be entangled in ego, while a householder involved with social affairs can remain humble. Guru Nanak conveyed that spiritual heights can be attained by training the mind to live a virtuous life and not through self-denial, as knowledge cannot thrive in isolation. Guru Nanak visited a village in a valley in the Champavat region. At this tranquil location resided a commune of ascetics, the Nath Jogis, the disciples of Guru Gorakhnath, one of the most revered saints in the Indian subcontinent of that era. The Jogis, despite attaining spirituality, their reclusive way of life had made them egoistic, temperamentally arrogant, and hostile to anybody outside their commune. In these Himalayan foothills grows a native sapindus tree called Rita, which produces fruit berries that are medicinal and also used as a cleanser. The fruit berry is primarily bitter, but some are sweet, akin to spiritually wise but arrogant ascetics. This is a fine example of polarities present in creation. Guru Nanak explained that every aspect of creation has negativities and positivities, which facilitate us to learn, cleanse, and heal the egoistic mindset.
रचना राच रहे निरंकारे प्रभ मन कर्म सुकर्मा नानक पंथ निहाले सातन तू सुन आत्म रामा बबीह प्यो बोले कोकिल बाणिया सातन सब रस चोले अंक समानिया रचना राच रहे निरंकारी
Guru Nanak emphasized learning from the various facets of creation, which can be termed dhyan. He noted that plants and animals don't choose isolation. They graciously strive to generate resources to facilitate survival for themselves and for other species, to enable collective growth as one ecosystem. Similarly, a sense of unity is created when humans thrive for collective benefit, leading to a universal bond. Guru Nanak was of the opinion that the key to building cohesive societies lies in human interaction that consciously promotes integration, creating a space for Sangat, a congregation characterized by harmony, love, respect, and peace. Guru Nanak saw himself as subservient to such individuals.
ऐसे जन विरले जग अंदर परख खजाने पाया जात वरन ते पै अतीता ममता लोभ चुकाया नाम रते तीरथ से निर्मल दुख हो मैं मैल चुकाया नानक दिन के चरण पखाले जिन्ना गुरमुख साचा पाया
Guru Nanak believed that righteousness is the most esteemed religion, where there is no space for bigotry, prejudice, and supremacy of any belief system. According to a hagiographical narrative, this view offended the custodians of the various faiths. Guru Nanak was summoned to clarify his statement. Qazi, the priest, questioned Guru Nanak about the importance of faiths, prophets, and sages and asked about his chosen belief system. Guru Nanak replied that he follows the path that leads to divine consciousness, which seeks universal kinship and sees no stranger. To test Guru Nanak's integrity, Qazi asked him to join for namaz, prayer in the mosque, to which Guru Nanak agreed. While the Qazi was reciting the namaz, Guru Nanak looked at him and smiled, which infuriated the Qazi and asked for an explanation for his amusement. Guru Nanak replied that even though Qazi was physically present in the mosque, his prayers were inconsequential as his mind wandered with worldly attachments. He said, attributing faith to garb and rituals is irrelevant. The importance of faiths, prophets, and sages stands true by delving into the essence of their philosophies. In his verses, Guru Nanak often incorporated philosophical concepts such as hukam, karam, gyan, and such. Hukam is the law of nature that facilitates karam, which are the actions performed with free will in accordance with gyan, the wisdom to comprehend such, which is the ultimate truth of unity in diversity. Guru Nanak was of the opinion, when we conform to these laws with gratitude and humility, it leads to harmony. Conversely, if we go against them with ungratefulness and ego, it causes distress. According to Guru Nanak, in the course of one's life, from birth to death, it is beneficial to strive for self-actualization by maintaining an unconditional approach towards situations, attached yet detached. This attitude leads to a well-rounded and satisfying life. He stressed the significance of earning an honest living and sharing one's material and spiritual gains. Furthermore, he advocated introspection as a means of promoting goodwill towards all. Guru Nanak believed that relationships, spirituality, and societal well-being are all interconnected. Guru Nanak advises us to be in company with those who nurture the exchange of thoughts, which guides us to walk on the path of truth and oneness. The first commune bestowed on us by nature is the family. Guru Nanak ascribes virtues to worldly relations. He advises to nurture wisdom as the mother, imbibe contentment as the father, and befriend truth as the sibling.
Mata mat pita santokh sat bhai kar ehova sekh.
According to Guru Nanak, the ultimate purpose of human life is to gain wisdom and see the entire creation as an embodiment of one divine force. He believed that communication is intrinsic to sustaining life, and he demonstrated this through his interactions with people during his travels. For him, conversing with seers and seekers was akin to communicating with the divine. He regarded any place where love and truth prevailed as his home, and he embodied the values of fellowship, benevolence, and peace. Guru Nanak believed these virtues were interdependent, and the absence of any of them disrupts the most liberating realization that the universe is a holistic phenomenon and that truthful conduct is the key to comprehending its magnificence.
मुकाम कर घर बैसना नित चलने की तोख मुकाम ता पर जानिए जा रहे नेह चल लोक दुनिया कैस मुकाम में कर सेदक करनी खर्च बांधो लाग रहो नामे लाग रहो
It is mentioned in the Janam Sakhis that Guru Nanak visited Multan. This city is located near the confluence of the 5 rivers of Punjab with the mighty river Indus, which symbolizes the concept of losing one's identity and merging with the oneness of creation. Upon arrival, mystics presented Guru Nanak with a bowl of milk filled to the brim, signifying that the place was already full of spiritual beings and there was no room for him. However, Guru Nanak placed a jasmine flower on the milk, symbolizing that spiritual wisdom is all-encompassing and limitless. Hence, many thoughts can coexist harmoniously, like an ocean that embraces the rivers without disturbing its water. Guru Nanak believed that a just and enduring society is built upon the foundation of love, on the pillars of compassion, unity, and selflessness. He distinguished between prem and moh. Prem, love, is akin to a fruit-bearing tree, and moh, attachment, is driven by selfish desires, like a bee that extracts nectar from flowers. According to him, one must relinquish ego and negative emotions to wholeheartedly embrace love.
जाता प्रेम खिलन का चाओ सिर थर तली गली मेरी आओ इत मार्ग पैर थरी जय सिर दी जय कान न के जय जो तो प्रेम खिलन का चाओ.
Central to the egalitarian ideology of Guru Nanak was a harmonious way of life, one that led to an equitable society based on values that enhanced human development and a sustainable ecosystem. His thoughts, speech, and actions were aligned. He established a settlement where he earned his living as a farmer, contributed his earnings, and shared his experiential wisdom. He called it Kartarpur, which means town of the Creator, symbolically representing a dwelling place where oneness resides. Guru Nanak sparked universal love, which illuminated the diversity within the unity of creation. He described the attributes of omnipresent as nirpaho, fearlessness, and nirvair, non-hostility. According to him, the simplest way to experience omnipresence is to embody its attributes through love for all. He emphasized the undeniable truth that no individual can evade the watchful eyes of consciousness, which keeps a record of one's actions.
जहां की बुझती हुई निगाहों को जगमगाता है बामे नानक ना पाक कोई ना कोई ना पाक कोई ऊंचा ना कोई नीचा.
Spiritual beings, after having comprehended the essence of existence, express their experiences in unique ways. Guru Nanak chose the path of sharing. He presented his experiential insights through the medium of words called sabad. In his spiritual poetry, he incorporated a blend of words from different vernaculars and infused them with musical measures. Cognizant of the impact of linguistic, cultural, social, and religious milieu, he chose this poetry overlaid with music as a powerful medium to integrate and connect with people of various backgrounds. During his travels, Guru Nanak went to Pakpatan to visit the shrine of the Sufi saint Sheikh Farid. He dedicated his time to collating the spiritual teachings of Sheikh Farid, which had been passed down orally for over 2 centuries. Guru Nanak laid the foundation for the monumental task of collating devotional literature from various cultures, religions, social orders, and economic statuses. His spiritual successors continued this work, which led to the compilation of the Guru Granth Sahib, in which the verses of 15 saints of diverse Indic traditions are also enshrined. This is a testimony of Guru Nanak's message of unity in diversity. Guru Nanak conveyed his devotional belief through Mool Mantra, a composition which encapsulates his philosophy. The word Mool means fundamental, and Mantra refers to a tool for the mind that provokes thoughts. Guru Nanak affixed Mool Mantra with the alphanumerical 1 to highlight the fundamental truth of unity of the universe. It is inscribed as the opening verse of the Guru Granth Sahib to convey unity as his creed. Guru Nanak's grit raised his hands for justice, his eyes sought compassion, his heart beat for benevolence, and his feet walked on the path of oneness. This is Guru Nanak's Sat, his truth.
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सबं ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ।
Guru Nanak endorsed freedom of thought to explore the canopy of spiritual awareness through the art of thinking.
ਸੁਣਿਐ ਸਿੱਧ ਪੀਰ ਸੁਰਨਾਥ, ਸੁਣਿਐ ਸਿੱਧ ਪੀਰ ਸੁਰਨਾਥ। ਸੁਣਿਐ ਧਰਤ ਧਵਲ ਆਕਾਸ, ਸੁਣਿਐ ਦੀਪ ਲੋ ਪਤਾਲ। ਸੁਣਿਐ ਪੋਹਿ ਨ ਸਕੈ ਕਾਲ, ਨਾਨਕ ਭਗਤਾ ਸਦਾ ਵਿਗਾਸ।